praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rachab, Kodash. Double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect. All right, and brothers just getting together, breaking bread as usual, as the scriptures say to do. Also too through the Spirit. Scripture says what? Bodily exercise doeth profit a little. All right. Now, one thing I thought about when brothers came up with the topic was that Apostle Doth was talking about doing 3 vids a day and everything, right? Which he said it wasn't an order, but through the Spirit, it's something to strive for. Now the best way to strive for it is what? Not the best way, but a very good way to strive for it is what? Is getting with the octave, getting with brothers. Because brothers are brainstorm, come up with different vids and things of that nature. You could do 2 vids with 3, 4, 5 brothers. At least 2 brothers got topics. At least 2 brothers should have topics. So one of the ways to get brothers to come together is what? Is through bodily exercise. Get brothers to come together, and do a quick workout or whatever the case is. Everything's going to turn spiritual one way or another. But, that's the benefit, okay? That's a part of the reason why we named the video, bodily exercise doeth profit, man. All right? You got it.
Yeah, some type of profit.
You got to speak up.
Okay, yeah, there's some type of profit in exercising. Okay. This is 1 Timothy 4, verse 8. For bodily exercise profiteth little, but godliness is profitable unto all things, having promise of the life that now is, and of that which is to come. And right now, like the brother was going into, is bodily exercise, getting with Akim, and it helps. What I was when the topic had came abroad, I thought about cognitive health. And when you get with brothers, that helps out with your thought process and being able to think clearly. And that's what one exercise helps out with. Nakumia, did you still got that?
One of the benefits that we had looked up, of bodily exercise was, it reduces your risk of heart disease, So, keeps the blood flowing, especially with your, mental cognitive function, keeps you,
sharp.
blood.
It keeps you sharp. Yeah, it keeps your mind to be able to handle pressure. That's what when you're working out, you're trying to have that perfect form to rip those muscle tissues, and then that's when as you're breathing heavy and you're trying to focus on keeping that form. It helps out, man. And then when you go out to speak, that exercise is now then helps you more to being able to think clearly. To keep calm, to breathe. With bodily exercise, it's all about breathing. And sometimes when you get stuck or something like that, you just gotta breathe and then just take your time, and things will run a lot smoother than what if you was just keep trying to push for what you want.
Yeah, also too, is bodily exercise. It's an exercise. Not only are you exercising the body, but you're exercising the mind. And like the brother's going into, adding oxygen to the brain, which adds oxygen also too to the blood flow. And a good blood flow, good circulation helps you to think clear. All right. Also too, we eating this BS food. We breathing the air. All kind of manner of wickedness is entering into our bodies one way or another, right? Now, when you work out, what is supposed to happen? You're supposed to sweat. You're going to open pores. You're going to get toxins out, okay? Those toxins and those, basically, the, what's it called?
The bad,
inflammation, essentially, man. Inflammation, which is basically those toxins, basically have you thinking off, man. Having an acidic body, which the Lord, basically, He wants us to do our best to take care of these bodies to the best that we can, man. Because in turn, when you're not taking care of the body, okay, in turn, you're not taking care of the spirit, if you will. You ain't gonna be taking care of the body, because the spirit moves the body, all right, and it goes hand in hand. So when you're eating correctly, it helps you think clearer, it helps your spirit, all right? And in turn, you know, you can enhance more and more. And that's not to say that whoever got the dieselest body or the best shaped body is going to be the most, you know, prolific in the scriptures. That's not what we're saying. However, it will help, like the scripture says, it profit a little. Matter of fact, look up that word. Matter of fact, Sean Walker, you look it up. Look up that word profit. All right, in that scripture. Was it 1 Timothy 4 you said?
Yes, sir.
Timothy 4 and what?
4 and 8.
Yeah, 1 Timothy 4 and 8. Look up that word profit. You got something? Bring it out.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High, and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you?
Right, you got the temple of the Most High. You're supposed to take care of your temple, man. All right? You gotta feed the temple, if you will, you know? You gotta nurture the temple. You gotta do things that's gonna benefit you one way or another in this truth to that temple, man. All right? That's why we know there's no scripture to say, you know, you're not supposed to smoke, but anything that's damaging to your temple, you ain't supposed to do. Mm-hmm. All right? Come on.
Verse 17.
Keep going if you got more.
If any man defile the temple of the Most High, him shall the Most High destroy, for the temple of the Most High is holy, which temple ye are.
Right, which temple ye are. You're supposed to be separate, man. Okay? And that's another thing bodily exercise helps you do. It helps you stay away from doing idle things in the world. You know, if you're sitting around doing nothing, you know, you're just watching TV or whatever the case is, or, you know, you don't want to deal with a broad, or, you know, a broad might hit you up. And then guess what? You wind up dealing with her or whatever the case is, rather than doing something that's beneficial to the temple. All right? Which you could be exercising, man. All right? And on top of that, you know, just to add on, you know, exercise helps you perform in the bed as well. Okay? Because it's all about blood flow, all right? Okay? You got that word profit?
This is profitable in the Greek.
Strong's G 5624.
Ophelimas. This is the root word. It's advantage. It's profit. You see the Strong's definition. To heap up, accumulate, or benefit.
Yeah, to build, basically, man.
To gain, advantage, and profit.
Right, a gain, an advantage, you know, a profit. You know, because basically, you know, when we out there on the streets, it's, you know, man, it's about testosterone, man. All right, why? Because we bringing the testimony of Yahweh Shai, right? So the best way to build testosterone, if you will, is to what? To be working out, man.
Yep.
All right? Yeah, it's not really all about, you know, the main thing, you know, it's cool, you know, we talk about working out and things of that nature. You know, it's all fine and dandy, man, but it's all for the benefit of, it's all for the benefit of the spirit, man. All right? Because that's what, essentially what Paul was writing unto Timothy and basically saying to him, like, yo, you know, you can exercise. You know, exercising is going to help you in the truth. Because you got people out there, like if that scripture wasn't written, you have people out there saying, oh, you going off for exercising. That's a Greek thing or whatever the case is, you know? So these things, like, you know, these things help. They keep you active, man. They keep you young. Because you're just sitting around moping, not doing nothing, getting fat. You building estrogen, essentially, which makes you weaker. All right?
You also learn a lot more about yourself, you know, a lot of your weaknesses, you know, things that you need to work on, and then you can apply that to, you know, of course, with, you know, dealing in the scriptures.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, apply that dealing in the scriptures.
That's right. That's right. You got something else?
This is 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. And the reason why I brought that up, you know, that of course applies to the scriptures, but, you know, if you're being idle, you know, just doing vanity, you know, you're more open up to, you know, Satan.
Yeah, more susceptible.
It's the spirit. You said that because the Most High requires us to be hot. So when you eventually, when you're cold and you stay cold for so long, you start to build up certain toxins in your body, and you see those. You know, you can see it in people like heart disease is one of the top killers, more than people that kill people with guns, car accidents. It's the #1 killer in America over fucking cancer, everything. You know, this is worth the Google. You know, and then once you stay stagnant for so long, it's hard to move. So the more you move, the more you're able to, you know, hey, working out makes you feel good, you know?
Yeah, build confidence.
Yeah, I want to read that because I Googled it. What does exercise do for the body? And it says a gym session or a brisk 30-minute walk can help. It says physical activity stimulates various brain chemicals that may leave you feeling happier and more relaxed.
Yeah, that's less stress.
Yeah,
because stress is one of the things, or high blood pressure. You know, stress, when the scriptures talk about good health is above all wealth. You know, we got to bring that out. You know, keep going on that.
It says,
well, infinite wealth. Go ahead.
It says you may also feel better about your appearance and yourself when you exercise regularly, which can boost your confidence and improve your self-esteem.
Yeah, man, because you got, you know, Jake. Look, you got a lot of Jake. You know, they come out in the streets, you know, and then lack that confidence, man. You know, when you have that charisma, if you will, you know, of course it's not about you, it's about the Spirit of the Lord being on you, all right? When the of course the Spirit of the Lord got to be on you first and foremost, man. But throughout the tenure of the truth, you know, a lot of brothers that sat around, didn't do nothing, got fat, or whatever the case is, man. You know what? You know, the scriptures tell you, again, you know, there's benefit, and you see scientifically there's benefit. Okay?
You want to be at your best, you know. If you
right.
if you bringing out the word, you bringing out the, you know, you doing the work of the Lord. You want to be in tip top shape, you know, as best as you can be, you know, in the hell to be in.
Yeah, and then you got to stand out there for hours.
Yeah, come.
You know, if you just, you know, just getting fat and shit, you know, being unhealthy, eating cheeseburgers all the time, you know, milkshakes and all that. You go out on the street, and you, especially in the summertime, you be all hot and shit, you sweating.
Can't breathe.
You know, you can't breathe and shit. You know, and, every 5 minutes, can I get some water? Can I get some water? Man, you take care of all that now, man. You know? Got something?
I got the good health one.
Go ahead.
All right, this is Sirach chapter 30, verse 14. Better is the poor being sound and strong of constitution than a rich man that is afflicted in his body.
See, the better is a poor man. He don't have much. You know, he may live on the streets or whatever, and that's going to show too. You know, let's not get it twisted here, man. You know, in the days to come, you know, you are going to need to know a little. You're going to be able to be some type of shape, man. Somebody going to test you or whatever the case is. You know, of course, the scripture says what? The battle is the Lord. That's first and foremost, okay? However, you know, being realistic, you're going to have to, you know, you got to know how to defend yourself, man. One way, shape, or another. I mean, Apostle Doth said that a while back, man. You know, you should know how to, you know, twist a nigga up real quick or be able to do whatever you need to do to get out of a sticky situation. Look, the times is coming where, you know, the masses is going to come in. You got to have niggas running up on the camp and things of that nature. You know, if you got a little exercise in, you get your respiratory at least is up, and you can bang out a little, just a little bit, you know, which is not about you. It's not about you per se. It's about the Spirit of the Lord, of course. However, look, man, the scripture says what? David said, teach my hands the weapons of war. Stay where you at. Stay where you at. That's another brother get that. All right, keep going, Shema.
Verse 15. Health and good state of body are above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth.
Hey, man, you know, you got somebody that's fat and lazy, although they got all kind of money, you know, whatever the case is. If you got the strength, you go take that shit. You know, we're not advocating that, but that's just the reality. That's just the facts. You know, somebody that has the good health, you know, he's up in spirit. He can do any job, any task, you know. He can go out and make the money, man. But then you got a person that's, you know, not able to move their body and nothing like that. What good are they, man? That's the same thing with going out on the streets and teaching, man. You got somebody who are not in such good health, if you will, their health is fucking them up. You know good out on the street, on the battlefield, man. When you got a whole post, put up signs, you got to have your energy into this, man. You know, one way or another, man. All right? You got more?
Verse 16. There is no riches above a sound body, and no joy above the joy of the heart.
See, the joy of the heart. And that's more than likely talking about, let's start with the real reality, the heart meaning the mind. All right? Because the scripture says what? The spirit of a man shall withstand his infirmities. All right? Now, when you're working out, you actually building up your spirit. You know? Because what? You feeling good about yourself. Now, it's when people go to the doctor and they find out they get cancer, then they get all depressed, and that cancer attacks the rest of their body. All right, as opposed to someone that, even if they do find out they got cancer, they go out and they work out and they feel good. You drink a little yayan, you know, because that's also good for your red blood cells, all right? And which is good for, you know, fighting cancer and everything, right? So guess what, man? You know, it's all relative to the scenario. It's all relative to the situation, man. You know? All right, come on.
Quick precept, what you just quoted.
Yep.
This is Proverbs 18 and 14. The spirit of a man will sustain his infirmity, but a wounded spirit who can bear.
Yeah, no one can withstand a wounded spirit. A wounded spirit ain't getting up and going out and doing a quick workout, doing a quick job. All right. Another thing too, going out and getting sunlight. All right, which is basically vitamin D. All right, which will what enhance what your immune system, man. Okay. So when you going out and you working out, just like the article the brother just read, you just going for a 30-minute walk. What, in the daylight, man? Let that sun hit your eyes, man. All right. That's why a lot of times, you know, JB got bad eyes and shit. Why? We don't get enough sunlight, man. All right. You know, in the ancient world, man, we dwelt in tents. We had fucking computers and, you know, all this other shit to keep us in the house. You know? So in the ancient world, what did? We went out. We went out and about, man. Therefore, we were in better shape. We were in better health. You know, things of that nature, man. All right.
You had to cut your own wood to build your own, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
You gotta go kill your own food and then drag it back to the tent or whatever.
Right. And then also too, you know, cutting wood you need for fire. You need for fire, and then also too, you see the boxers and all that. You know. See, we've been stripped of everything, our nativity. All right, we've been stripped of everything, man. We used to, like, in order to light a fire, man, you needed wood. All right, you want to light a good fire, what are you going to do? You're going to chop wood.
Even tilling the land, that's some farming, husbandry. Like,
yeah,
you putting in some major work.
You know my pops did the research on it. He said that because you know he's getting up in age and shit. You know, I think he's like in his mid-60s now, and he was telling you know, because he's into health and all that. He did the research. He was telling me how, you know, husbandry is the #1 way to stay in shape, especially at an old age like that, because this work isn't strenuous, but it is exhorting, if you will. You know, it still help build you up. Husbandry, man. Yeah, moving. Well, like the brother said, tilling. I've witnessed that. You know, when you gotta till the ground. You know, that's why they have an ox to do that, man. You know why? Because that's some heavy labor, man. When you got to do it manually, that's to dig up the ground.
And even handling that ox, like when they pulling that, I forget what the mechanism or the machine is that they built. Yeah, I guess they call it a tiller. When you hold and control it, man, that takes some muscle work, man.
Right.
You got to pull the weeds, and, you know.
Yeah, even pulling weeds.
Yeah,
because it's breaking up the ground.
Yeah,
they pull it, they're breaking up the ground, so you got to
stir it. You got to stir it, and you
get blisters. You know, after a while, you get blisters from it.
Yeah, and it's your whole body moving in unison. You know, it's not just, you know, because when you're sitting at a desk, say hypothetically you work at a desk, you just sitting there, you're not doing nothing, man. You're being idle, your blood ain't flowing. You know, your body's 85% water. You know, when water is stagnant, it's no good. It actually builds negative chemicals, man. That's why you see, you know, like if you ever seen like a pool of water that hasn't been filtered and refined, it turns green. All right? Yeah. You know, and that's what happens to your body. You know, well, basically what happens is the mucus build up. It's inflammation to build up. If you don't recycle the fluids in your body. So when you're working out and things of that nature, you're getting the bad water out, you're actually filtering your body, and then what do? You should be drinking, you know, some type of alkaline water. And what you do is, you know, you get a little pink salt, some sea salt, and you put that in there, man. Another good fluid, coconut water, man. Naturally hydrated, man. None of that Gatorade shit, man. You ain't supposed to really fuck with that Gatorade. It's a bunch of bullshit sugar. Gatorade basically tastes like fucking Robitussin, man. It's fake sugar, like icy pops used to have back in the day, man. That's not what you're supposed to be drinking, man. You're supposed to be getting natural fluids from the earth, man.
The electrolytes.
Right.
Coconut water has that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Natural electrolytes. Okay, and good sodium. Meaning what? Good salt. You know, the apple cider vinegar, you know, that's good for you too for potassium, man. You know, it's like basically getting a shot of apples, man. You know?
Well, if you could Google how to make your own Gatorade, which is basically a shot of apple cider, some lemon, some limes, some salt, you know. And if you want to really get into it, you know, put a little pepper helps you absorb more minerals.
Oh yeah, black
so,
pepper.
Yeah, so you know, you put a little, you know, a pinch of pepper in there. It sounds weird, but it actually works. You know.
Well, it sounds weird to us because we've been fucking enslaved in society, man. That's something we would naturally do because, you know, back in the day, you know, there was no really scientific terms for this stuff. Jake, you know, through the spirit, through extrapolation, I'll say that, you know, Adam, from the beginning, they operated based off the colors. Now, if you're making a food or you're making anything, a salad, any kind of food, if you use all the colors, you'll get the nutrition. Because the colors, all the colors that the Most High made the foods to be, they actually, like, for instance, anything orange has a lot of vitamin C. You know? That's the one I can remember off the top. You know, but so anything like that, you know, basically like citrus. Citrus is a high vitamin C. All right?
And even the fruits and vegetables that actually resemble organs. You know?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah, you've seen that too before, right?
Like the tomatoes, and, you know, the ginger, good for the stomach. You know, tomatoes for the heart.
Cashews
like
and peanuts and shit like that. Yep, they resemble the brain.
They got pretty much all the macro and the micronutrients that the body needs.
Yes.
It's the same with like plants. You know, they got the certain, you know, micro and macronutrients that they need, and they're living organisms just the same as us.
That proves that we come from the earth.
Exactly.
That proves that Stephen Hawking is a fucking idiot. He's a fool, right? Because you believe in the Big Bang Theory and that we just appeared out of nothing, essentially, right? Like no one created us. That proves right there that we come from the earth. Because everything that the earth, all the attributes that the earth entails is made up of our body, man. The same nutrients, the same chemicals, the same everything, man. Even like the brother was going into, the same shapes, you know? Like why? Like tomatoes in the shape of a heart and it's red. You know? I wonder why.
Yeah, and they said the color red, anything with the color red is good for the blood. You know?
Right.
And I know for sure tomatoes is good. It's good for the blood. Beets, that's good for the blood.
Right, because that's a dark purple, which that's what the true color of your blood is.
And all this stuff is scientifically proved. You know,
Right.
they already done the research. They already went into, you go into all these books, you know, you do the research, you know, and it tells you.
You know what's funny, brother? It's funny you say that because Esau doesn't know about this food that, you know, back in the ancient world we knew about. Like something like, for instance, cilantro. You know, they say it's like a good detoxifier for the metals, heavy metals in your blood, but we don't know that it might be something far more better than that. You know, and you know, me and the brother was talking. We was just talking about like, you know, this food is getting into the herbs and stuff like that is really good for you because there's certain minerals and vitamins that's in there that you don't get through your natural supermarkets or like if you got made a salad or some shit. You know, that's why it's good to get into the teas. And as much as possible because Esau is out there doing as much as possible to kill us. So we got to do as much as possible to actually heal us.
And all those herbs, everything, all of these diseases, all of this stuff that Esau is coming up with, there's herbs that combat all of that. Like there's a certain mix of every herb out here that can combat anything that he brings out. You know, and the info is out. You know.
Yeah, precept. Yep. Yeah, it's Psalm 144 and verse 12. It says that our sons may be as plants grown up.
Go ahead, Sluggy, go ahead.
Yeah, it says, that our sons may be as plants grown up in their youth, that our daughters may be also as cornerstones polished after the similitude of a palace.
Right. They said the man is a plant, you know, because in fact, when you go into, I think it's one of the chapters in Ezekiel, I think it's like 34, 33, we don't got to get it, 35, basically it talks about how we were making reference to Adam, and there was the trees. The trees that was planted by the water, they grew better, you know, and basically the men were likened unto trees. Why? Because we came from the ground, just like a tree. Tree is rooted from the ground. All right?
Quick precept right here. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 20. Where is the wise and where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Have not the Most High made foolish the wisdom of this world?
Right, and that's what the Most High is doing. That, man. You had what's this guy's name? I did a video on him, Billy Graham. You know, you have Stephen Hawkins, and there was somebody else that just died recently. That was supposed to be like somebody smart or whatever, someone that people flock unto that just died not too long ago too. I believe it was 3 people, man. You know, and that's what the Most High is doing, because you know, basically, I'll say another one though. Even Dr. Sabi, he's another one, man. Because I was dwelling on this prior, that the Most High, basically what he's doing, he's taking away all the people that people would actually go to that would have answers. You know, so what is it? The scripture says, what, isn't that there? Did he say for the apostles last? Isn't that the same chapter? I think it's said twice, but ultimately that's what the scripture says, that the Most High, he has set up the apostles last, man. Why? The ones that he truly sent. Everyone else he's basically knocking off, you know, one way or another, man. All right? And then the ones that's left in the days to come, they're going to be put to death. Why? Because the people are going to be running up on him like, yo, look, didn't you tell us that this, that, and the third was supposed to happen? You know? Damn, I can't find the food. That's okay. I'm looking for the food cover in the chart, like the one that lays it out. But I couldn't find it. But there's another brother got something else?
Yeah, I got one. This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 38. I'm gonna start at 1. Honor a physician, honor a physician with the honor due unto him, for the use which ye may have of him. For the Lord hath created him. For the Most High cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king. The skill of a physician shall lift up his head, and in the sight of great men he shall be in admiration.
That's right. He shall be in admiration. People are going to look up to him and flock unto him. Yeah, now the brother, you put the right. Well, this is not the color, but this is still good. It says the 7 natural pharmaceutical counterparts. It says, like, you know, it's got here for Tylenol. You have turmeric, you know, ginger, and berries. You know, which what those, like the berries basically is
Antioxidants.
right. Thank you. They're antioxidants, and the same thing with the ginger and the turmeric is basically what the anti-inflammatories. Yep, and then statins. I don't know what that is. It says reduction of LDL, cholesterol. It says tomatoes, apples, nuts. You know, but you know, and I'll read the rest of them. It says whatever these drugs are. I never even heard half this stuff. You've seen it on like Prilosec. I heard of that. It's anti-acid. It's got grapefruit, sprouts, honey. You know. Yeah, man. So it got sunlight on here, man. It says for glucophage. I never heard of this stuff. You know, but this is you can tell this is like over-the-counter type drugs, man. All right, and then it says black tea, vitamin D, which is, it got sunlight there, man. All right, so yeah, look, everything is from the earth, man. Everything that we need, the scripture says that. You know that medicines come from the earth.
I'm about to read that.
Yep.
This is verse 4. The Lord has created medicines out of the earth, and he shall select it, and he that is wise shall not hoard them. And if you're wise, you will listen and understand that there's something called sarsaparilla out there, which helps out with a ton of shit. You know, it helps out with inflammation, it's anti-inflammatory, anti-fungal. I heard that it cures Lyme disease. You know, it helps boost testosterone. You know, there's a lot of stuff out there. All you got to do is just type in herbs that help with brain function. You know, and you'll have like at least 5 herbs that will help out with brain function. Maybe you got bad bones, or maybe joints. You know, you look up something with that, and then you'll find out with with the bad joints, there's limes. Anything that's yellow, it helps out with elasticity of the muscles.
Joints.
Yep, and the joints. Yep, it helps out with those things. You know, so it's good to get a lot of lemonade. You know, to try to make your own. You know, don't buy that store stuff because you don't know what's really in there. You know.
Yeah, well, we know what's in there is a bunch of bullshit. You know, keep going on. Well, you got something, Sean Wall.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to. I don't know how accurate this is, but I mean, it doesn't sound too far fetched. It says removing fluoride naturally from water. It says according to a study done by researchers from the Rajanathan University, soaking holy basil leaves in water for 8 hours removes fluoride. Holy basil is a natural antifungal. Aphrodisiac and what is that? Antiseptic herb.
Antiseptic.
Antiseptic.
Yeah.
Which is the holy basil, which is a different I guess phenotype of the actual basil. It's just it's of the same family, but just a different look. So I mean, it's not too far fetched. I believe that.
I definitely believe that. Yeah, man. Yeah, of course. Now see. It's funny because all of a sudden when they say it, it's like all of a sudden, I know we don't know, but we read it like, but like hypothetically we say some shit like that, like how a lot of times we go and tell people like, yo, look, you don't you shouldn't do this, do that, and the third, and they be like, nah, how you know, whatever the case is.
Esau got to put a stamp on it.
Yeah, exactly. Esau's their God, man. That's what it boils down to, man. If Esau don't say it, our people especially, they don't want to hear it, they don't want to see it, they don't want to believe it. None of it matters. You read this real quick. The brother from main camp, Anwan Gabar. It's GMS Awakening 144, Genesis 3:17. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife. That's a key point right there. You hearken unto the voice of your wife, and has eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake, and sorrow thou shalt eat of it all the days of thy life. That's right, man. Because that was the curse. Why? Because Adam he didn't want to hearken unto the Lord. He hearkened unto his wife. Now look, now we catching hell, man. Through the fruit of thy body, the scripture says. We be cursed in the fruit of our body. You see that too when you have people where they're having children, all right, and they coming out all messed up, brain damage, high blood pressure. Newborn babies, man, born with defects and things of that nature. Why? Because they're not eating right, all right. Because the Most High took His law, statutes, and commandments away from us, and the scriptures tell you that the law is a lamp, and it's also life. So when you abide by the law, statutes, and commandments, you have a better chance of living, man. You got something? Go ahead.
Just precept to that scripture. This is Sirach 25, verse 24. It says, of the woman come the beginning of sin, and through her we all die.
Yeah, through her we all die, man. Why? Because hearkening unto the woman. Because the woman, they want to sit around, be lazy. They don't want to cook food, and if they do want to cook food, it's some microwavable shit.
Or just some plain mac and cheese, collard greens, and whatever type of meat, fried chicken.
Right. Some nigga shit, man.
Yeah, some shit.
And it's all processed, man.
Give you the itis and shit.
Right.
Fucked up after you eat it.
Man, preservatives. Coming in plastic. It's just the world is fucked up. Nevertheless, the scriptures does say we're gonna eat our bread defiled amongst the Gentiles, but we here to try to do our best.
Yep.
So part of that exercise is what? Eating healthy, man.
Yeah, and exercise helps with that. After you finish working out, you go drink water. You don't go drink a goddamn beer. You ain't gonna,
Even though we might do that once in a while, might drink some yayan.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to, you're really supposed to put salt back in your body. Get a little pink salt, sea salt, whatever the case is. Put a little pinch of that in some water, apple cider vinegar. That's to recharge your body, man.
Yep. Hey, because the brother had brought it up. That was a good thing. He said you're basically filtering your body. So when you do those push-ups, then you go do your lunges. You're getting that sweat going, and that's when you go to after the workout you drink the water mixed with a little salt. That goes back into the body, and that's how you sweat. When you sweat, that's the salt coming out.
Good. You want to put your body's getting out the salt, the bad salt, and you put good salt in your body. Because salt is alkaline, man. Good salt is alkaline, man. So you're naturally alkaline in your body.
That's where you need the electrolytes, because it actually there's some electrical charge or some shit. I don't know the scientific stuff.
Yeah, because our body, most of our body, a lot of part of our body is electricity, man. You know, it's just like when you see alkaline, that's what batteries is made of. You know, so some batteries have more alkaline than others because they have more energy. So when you alkaline your body, you give your body more energy, man.
Yeah.
You know? You got another scripture?
Yeah, this is Proverbs
Come
chapter.
on, we done. Go ahead.
This is Proverbs chapter 28, verse 5. It says, "Evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things."
Yeah, go into it.
Yeah, and the reason why I brought that out is because
I like
the elder, he made a good point. You know, we seek after we seek after the Lord. You know, and you know we understand like all things. But if we tell the world like this is what you need to do to receive life or whatever, they reject it. You know. But Esau says it, the harbinger of death. You know, they hearken unto it.
You know, the hearken unto Esau. You know, Esau, what he tells you, you know, it's okay to break a diet or something like that. You can go eat a cupcake or a Twinkie. You know, that shit is all that's death. You know, eating Twinkies and cupcakes and shit like that. That's nothing but madness. You know, hey, that's why in the ancient world it was beautiful to eat a cupcake or something like that because it was made from natural sweeteners. You know, but now you just got some complete madness made from some goddamn lab. You know, which is a factory. You know?
Yeah, because the scriptures tell you that all the things that were made from men, right? And one of them was wheat, which that's how you get bread, right? But now when you eat wheat, what's the problem? First and foremost, Esau touched it. Second of all, it got mad gluten. It got gluten in it, you know, which basically makes your body acidic, you know? So everything is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, man. The scriptures tell you that, man. Because Esau is ruling, that's the problem, all right?
And you can see that. I mean, you can look at the people. You know, just look at the condition that the mass amount of people are in. You know, they're just overweight.
Yeah, Mexico's
shape.
is second to obesity. You know, and America is of course first.
Of course.
It's first.
Having the stuff these people eat, your body can't even digest it, man. Like,
Right.
You know, your body can't properly digest it, so you got, you know, what is that again? Colon and all that stuff clogged up, and you know, it's just basically shit just sitting inside of you, man.
Yeah, colon, pancreatic cancer, and all that, man.
Shit.
Hey, that's another thing. Working out helps you move that helps up with bowel movement. You know, so if you constipated, hey man, you kick some water down, you go, I love to run. For some reason, I don't know, like, you know, we used to play games when we were younger, and like running was just that thing for me. But even now, like, you know, we could go for a run, and I'll love it, you know, and it helps move that stuff, you know. You know, sometimes with me, when I'm about to go play a game or something like that, I gotta go use the bathroom. I don't know what it is. But
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's true. And that's good. Because that's how people get colon cancer. Because they too backed up and they don't shit. And so all that, basically the bacteria that your body breaks down going through the intestines and through the stomach and, you know, all through your bowel movement. A lot of times when people, it be sitting there. That's why you're supposed to eat a lot of greens, because the greens sweet that. You know?
Yep.
That's fiber. You're supposed to do a bowel movement with a couple, 2 or 3 times a day. Supposedly, yeah.
You're supposed
to be taking a shit. Yeah.
After every meal. You're supposed to shit after you eat.
Yeah.
Well, that fiber from the greens and whatever you get it from, it collects all that stuff up, and then it helps push us through the bowel system.
Yup.
And that's when you know it comes all out.
Flaxseed is good for that.
Flaxseed,
Yup. Alright, any brothers got any more? Alright, man, but that was it. You know, brothers just want to do a video, you know, sharing what brothers was going, you know, talking about and everything, you know, through the spirit. And, you know, Lord will, this was edifying, you know, for brothers that, you know, maybe you've been sitting around not doing much, or, you know, you used to work out, but, you know, Lord's will, you know, we put a fire up under you, so you go and you do your thing, man. You know, hey, look, the apostles and the elders, man, they get busy, man. They work out and everything, all right? So, hey, it is what it is, man. You know, it's helpful, man. bodily exercise doeth profit, like the scriptures say. Okay, and with that, we're going to give more praise to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Badash.
you know, double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the elect.
Shalom.